Hey, what's up? It is Wednesday, October 17th. Nathan had the date wrong in the notes. I got it right. I just want to put that out there. He's right there, and he's flipping. It's the one time I'm going to get it right every I just have to savor this moment. Kyle and
I just love that, like, you just fully shut down the whole normal intro for that.
I had to. I had to put the pieces together. It was like Christmas. Kyle, the four of us, Kyle, myself, JC, Nathan, we are all in Charlottesburg, Virginia, because
Charlottesville.
What's Charlottesburg?
Dates, not words.
Everything's a burg in Virginia. Lots of burgs.
Williamsburg,
Yeah,
Charlottesville,
Virginia. And we're here because we celebrated the 100th year of Carter Myers Automotive last night.
Wild.
And but today we're talking about plugins and hybrids and Cybertrucks and credit card debt and the things that we talk about.
Yeah.
Try not to be too crazy loud because we're in this beautiful, this really
gorgeous,
chill feeling
really
hotel.
Wild hotel.
And there's
totally
a couple bozos now making all this noise in the side out of nowhere. But look, we want to let you know and remind you that the new podcast, Now We're Here, it's a NAMED podcast, is now available on all podcast platforms. This is a podcast that Asodu has produced for NAMED, and Damon Lester is hosting lots of conversations with some really great people in the industry that are kind of new to our ecosystem. So the first one, someone from within JM&A. We have a couple that are coming in hot, and we just want you to check it out because they're putting on an amazing podcast that's talking about some really successful dealers across the country. You can search it, Asodu, Now We're Here, and you'll find it. Or NAMED, I think.
Yeah.
If you search NAMED?
NAMED. You can grab it. Yeah.
All right. Yep. We're getting thumbs up. Look, we have some news to talk about today. And Kyle's got an Uber.
I got an Uber
and
that's
a plane,
on its way.
And we're just chilling, but we're just watching you sweat today. Many have pointed to the plug-in hybrid as the ideal transition vehicle from the ICE to BEV, but a new study from JD Power is suggesting that the plug-in hybrid EVs may not be the electric vehicle solutions that customers are looking for. Plug-in hybrid satisfaction scored 669 on a 1,000-point scale, lower than BEVs, which was they scored 760. I mean, just say 76%. And so BEVs 716, premium EVs a little higher, or the highest at 738 out of 1,000. Plug-in hybrids account for just 1.9% of all U.S. vehicle sales, while battery electric vehicles hold 9.4%, and conventional hybrids 10.7%. High purchase and maintenance costs are the major drawbacks, with compact plug-in hybrids averaging $48,000 compared to battery, which is $36,000.
That's kind of wild.
Whoa, it's more than $10,000 difference if you want to plug the car. No wonder no one's buying them. As of August 2024, there are 41 plug-in hybrid models compared to 39 just straight hybrid models. Here's a quote from Brent Gruber of JD Power. He says, dealers are the frontline educators in the EV space, encouraging them to bridge the knowledge gaps.
Yeah, so when you look at this, really, as a plug-in hybrid, like that jump, if you're willing to make that jump, I think you're willing to make the jump all the way to battery. You know what I mean? Like, so it's almost like, people are saying that's the transition thing, but I think really the trend is the hybrid and then going all the way battery. Like that plug-in hybrid is going to be tough. And the reason why the price point is so high is because you do get a ton of gas mileage or at least range with that thing, because that battery starts and then you get the full, it's a lot different than the range of, say, like a hybrid. But yeah, I think this is the same story as like the BEV. Is like what time of the market is right for it, and is the month for it, but still with hybrids winning out as far as market share.
I think that if plug-in hybrids were the same cost, people would pick a plug-in
probably
every day of the week.
Yeah,
right. Why would I not want the option?
Yep.
Right, because you don't have to plug it in.
That's true.
Right, ever.
Yeah, but 10 grand more. Whew, got him.
Yeah, it's a lot of gas. I don't think you can drive that much to make that up.
No way.
Not this year anyway. Speaking of driving EVs, we drove. I got to drive. Nathan was the passenger. I asked him to drive it. He was like, "I've had enough for one day," because he drove an EV6. He was a little overwhelmed. But we visited our friend John Foley at Recharged and got to drive a Cybertruck. We'll tell you about that in a minute. But the news is that they've seen some impressive sales with the Cybertruck. 27,000 units sold in 2024. That's a lot for a new vehicle. However, they appear to be running through their massive pre-reservation list,
which is wild,
which was like 1 million trucks. They sold 16,000 in Q3 alone, following 11,000 in the first half. So 11,000 first half of the year, 16,000 just in Q3. but they did say they had up to 2 million
reservations. But you can now get one within 60 days. So which means people have been turning down those reservations like yourself.
Yeah,
you know
I did.
mean?
I turned down my reservation. I reserved it like so many years ago that I just felt like,
just for like,
well, I put $100 deposit, and after inflation, that 100, I mean, it's probably like the equivalent of like 7,000 today. I think today's dollars, like just a few years ago. The base model when they came out originally said it was going to be $39,000.
Yeah, that was what they said it was going to be.
That is no longer available. I don't think it was ever available.
No.
With current models starting around 100 grand.
You're six figures.
So maybe my inflation factor is right.
it's about the percentage. Yeah, I mean, I think the goals for the Cybertruck of being 1 million, 2 million reservations and having to sell through those, and people talking about it taking 5 years to get through those, we're starting to see like, oh, look, no, within the first year, the real people that were going to buy that thing are buying that thing, and now if you want one, you can get one.
And we're going to
now they're on used car lots, and now they're
it was freaking awesome to drive.
Oh man, I'm jealous.
I'm jealous.
There's no segue into this one. There's no freaking awesome. A new survey from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York reveals that many Americans are growing more concerned about their ability to manage credit card debt. Here it is. The likelihood of missing a payment in the next 3 months has climbed to 14.2, the highest since April 2020. Delinquencies are on credit card accounts over 90 days past due reach 9.1%, and U.S. household debt now totals $17.8 trillion. Credit card balances have hit 1.14 trillion, up almost 6% year over year. Middle income houses are feeling the most squeeze, with 44% reporting more financial worries than last year. Bankrate analyst Ted Rossman said, for people with good incomes and good credit scores, things are going well. Now, the other half, that can be a much more troublesome situation.
So if you think back to April 2020, that was the time where the lockdowns had been about a month and a half in.
Yep.
And we were starting to hear all the relief things coming out, like freezing credit card interest rates. So it's really tough to even like compare it to those two.
Right.
But we have had a lot of years of government injection cash and like all these boom years. That's why inflation is high. And now we're starting to see the downtick.
Yep.
I think like it indicating the market is split. Good incomes, good credit, everything's cruising along.
That's it.
But there's another half that it's not going so well. And that's where the debt's starting to accumulate. Payments starting to be missed on credit cards, which are kind of the easiest payments to make.
Right.
You're like, oh, you spent this money, you have to pay $42 this month.
Yep.
Right. So I think that's an indicator to just be more price sensitive and aware when consumers walk in that they're going to be highly stressed. More credit challenge situations. It's just going to become an increased issue.
Like, there's not much we can do about pricing or even interest rates right now, but what we can do is be aware of the consumer's feeling about, their ability to purchase or their debt profile, or, what a monthly payment might mean to them now as compared to what it was 2 years ago, and they might have been looking for a car. It's a totally different mindset.
No plug-in hybrids for them.
No plug-in hybrids.
Don't even try to sell it to them. Look, we hope you have an amazing day. Kyle's going to go out. His Uber driver's honking outside. I can hear.
Right,
no, I can't do that. But we hope you have an amazing day. Care about some people. Pay attention to what their real needs are. Typically speaking, it's a little deeper than the superficial one. We will see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Like always. See you tomorrow.